Welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm Afform Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. Hello, and welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm Afform Attract. This is episode 11. And this episode was inspired by me watching Jake Ducey on YouTube. And there was something that he said, quite simple, was when someone says no, just say next. And that kind of inspired me to do this podcast. He goes on further talking about, manifestations and stuff that he's done to get where he is now, etc. And one of the things that he stated is about brainwashing yourself. And this has been on my mind for a while now. We are all taught to, unlearn the stuff that we've been taught over the years and relearn stuff that's going to help us in the future. Now, some of us, we affirm and we feel as though we are nowhere closer to our goals than we were 10 minutes ago, a week ago. And that usually because we affirming, but we have no passion behind it, no belief, no feeling, no visuals behind them. And somewhere in our mind, we are still stuck on, I don't know if this can happen. Especially if you're in a situation where there is a deadline, you got bills to pay, you got bailiffs knocking at your door, you're feeling low, you're feeling as though you're just claustrophobic. The world is caving in on you and you do not know what to do or where to go. There's a simple answer to your solution, and most of us don't want to do it. And it is to take a step back, let go, stop everything, just stop thinking, stop worrying, stop stressing, stop planning, stop trying to work things out. And to take a step back and say, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want. And to make a plan to make it happen. We're so busy trying to force this situation and it doesn't. Sometimes it works out. You might get a little break, but sometimes it doesn't, or the break is short term, it's short lived. You can't get any further and then something else comes along to kind of get you feeling a little bit frustrated and annoyed and anxious. So this is a time where you need to step back, stop and say, right, I need to make a plan for my life. And I'm not talking about a plan where you get a second job or you have to cut out certain bills and cut down this. I'm talking about making a plan, a manifestation plan to help you to get to where you need to be. Because let's face it, folks, we've worked hard. We've bought the T-shirt, we've drank the Kool-Aid, we've done everything, and we get crumbs of success. And sometimes we get a tiny bit of success and it's snatched away and replaced by something else that isn't so successful, not so joyful, it's quite negative, and it brings us back down again. So you have to make a plan. The same way you're going to plan out your week. All right, I've got to do the shopping, I've got to do this, I've got a dentist appointment. Do the same thing when you want to manifest. Now, there's many ways. We talk about affirmations, we talked about scripting, we talk about journaling, we talk about visualization, and everything is great. One of the things I want to mention, and I've thought about this for myself many a time, is reconditioning my mind, almost like brainwashing myself. We brainwash ourselves every single day from the time we are born, basically. We're taking images, we're taking conversations, we look at people around us and see how their life is living. And if you're surrounded by people who are always struggling, two things will happen. You either going to be like, this is not going to be me, and you are going to get out there and make it happen, or you're going to absorb what you see and say, oh my gosh, I think this is going to be my life. My aunts haven't made it, my parents haven't made it, my friends are barely making it. It seems like the life is getting worse. I just turned on the news, oh my gosh, it's more. And you've just kind of brainwashed yourself. And every day, you might get a little fire in your belly and you say, right, I'm going to make it. I'm going to aim to get a raise in my job and climb up the ladder and all the rest of it. And it's slow. It's a very slow process. And quite frankly, you're just not happy and you're not getting to where you want to be. This is where you have to write a list for yourself. It doesn't matter that you don't know exactly everything that you want out of your life, but the stuff that you do know what you want, get that down on paper. Write down how much you want to be earning in a year or a month. Write down the success of your business or businesses. If you're looking for marriage or a partner, write that down. You are now with your true love, your soulmate. If you want kids, write down how many kids that you have. Write down the house that you have, where you live, how many bedrooms it has. The car, if you want a car, the type of car that you want. Be detailed in what you want. You write them down, you print it out, and you stick it on a wall, somewhere where you see it every day. And then you can break some of those down. You can have little post-it notes around your house. You're going to be great today. You're going to be amazing. Go and get that 7-figure job. Start that business today. Your business is growing. You got another sale today. You get sales every single day. Write little post-it notes if it helps you. Put little reminders on your phone. So every 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, your phone will ping and a message will come up. You are amazing. Don't forget to do this. Don't forget to know how great you are. Now, this is something that you have to be consistent on. It's not a 1 or 2 day type of thing. It's an every single day type of thing for weeks. You have to be patient with yourself and give yourself a head start by sticking to something so you can get the results that you want out of life. There are some things in your life that you can manifest easily, just like that, in a day, hours. But it's the core root of your issues, your problems, your desperate need is the ones that give you problems and trouble because you want it so badly. And sometimes you just cannot see the sun through the trees because it's so thick with desperation and frustration and anxiety. That's why creating these little exercises is so good for when you want to manifest, so you can actually see them come into fruition. If it helps, make a recording. Write down a script and record it on your phone. Every single day, listen to your recording. It's about brainwashing yourself, telling yourself the things that you don't usually tell yourself. And your life will change. It has no choice but to change. It doesn't mean that you're going to get up and the road is going to be as smooth as anything. Because life isn't like that. Manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption. No, life isn't smooth. I don't think it was built to be smooth. You can manifest it to be smooth. Let's just face it. It's not going to happen because there's always going to be something that comes in your way. But it's how you deal with it. If you focus on always being able to conquer anything that comes your way, your life will feel smooth. But if every time something comes your way, you moan, you gripe, you complain, you feel sorry for yourself, it's not going to be smooth. Your goal is to get what you want, to focus on what you want, be determined in getting it. And brainwashing yourself and reconditioning your mind, telling yourself you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are amazing. That 6-figure business is there, is waiting for you. You're taking the steps that you need to get there. You're doing the right things. It's the same thing when in my last podcast I talked about self-concept. Self-concept is amazing. You take that self-concept, you write down a list of things, you read it to yourself every single day, twice a day, 3 times a day if you want to. And you don't stop. I've tried that before and I felt amazing. I didn't win a lottery. I didn't get all the things that I want, but I felt my actual presence, my being change. It's something that I can't describe. You just felt, yes, some days I feel a little bit shitty, I feel a little bit frustrated and a little bit annoyed at life. Those things don't disappear, but I was feeling less of it. And it's almost like when I was feeling frustrated, that felt like a lie. Like those feelings weren't real. Like I'm trying to put those feelings there because it's something, a memory in the past that I'm used to. I made a conscious decision to stop saying my self-concept, and after a few days, I start feeling myself shift back to who I used to be. More moanier, more frustrating, and it felt more natural to be that way. I stopped to just kind of test it out, and I tell you guys, it makes a difference. If you're ever wondering if any of this stuff is real, does it really work, try it, feel the shift, and then stop and feel yourself shift back again. We have a habit of not wanting to believe something because it's easier to believe that nothing will go right, or it's a coincidence, and oh, it's just a bit of luck. This is one of the reasons why we struggle to manifest what we want to manifest. It is real, and you need to start believing it is real. Otherwise, you are going to struggle. There is no coincidences. Your feelings are your feelings. Your shifts in your mood and stuff are real. Sometimes we have a very hard time believing in what we can achieve. If you want to get on top of your manifestations, I suggest you do two things. Write a self-concept and write exactly what you want out of your life. And you say these two things every single day. I would even suggest twice a day if you can. I don't want to hear I don't have time, because the way I look at it is this: if you don't find time to manifest the life you want, then why should you have it? If you can't make time for it, then it's like, okay, you want a baby. You're going to sit there and turn around and say to your partner, I don't have time to make a baby. You would never do it. You know you have to go through the steps to create that child. So the same thing with your life. You have to create the steps to get the life that you want. You see, the problem is people look at other people and they say, well, it's so easy for them. Things always work out for them. Do you know why things always work out for them? Because of their mindset. Nothing more and nothing less. Some of these people don't even believe in things like manifestation, law of attraction. They think it's all woo-woo and, you know, what kind of stuff. And they just don't believe in it. But what they don't realize is that they're master manifestors. They do it so naturally. So when you talk about manifestation, they're just thinking, what are these people talking about? Like, I know what I want, I see what I want, and I always end up having it. That's what manifestation is. But like I've said before, not everybody can get from there to there. Some of us need some aid. We need a little bit of help. Yeah, and it's okay that you need help. Don't try and wish that you was like that person who can just manifest just like that, because you can be, but you just have to learn how to get there. So I suggest you work on your self-concept. Brilliant, amazing, because that helps shifts you. It shifts your mindset. It's almost like you're a new person, or you're transforming into a new person. Things that you would have moan and scream about, you no longer do. You just find a solution and you get on with it. And then secondly, write down the things that you want. Partner, marriage, business, career, money, wealth, abundance. And you have these two things and you recite them every single day, twice a day. Make time. No, actually don't make the time. You have the time to say these things, because you know what? When you're sitting there watching TV for 10 minutes, you got 10 minutes to go and read what you want. But ultimately, it's up to you. I can't force you. No one can force you. You can sit there and you can complain, you can moan, and you can just look at other people's life and envy them. That's not going to help you. Do the work, and the work will come through for you. I can't tell you how long it will take. It can be an immediate effect. It might take a few days. It might take a few weeks. Now, I know it can be difficult to do these things when you've got things on the line. The rent is due. You haven't managed to pay this bill, and they're writing letters to you. And it hurts your brain, because when you're trying to be positive, these things keep coming at you and reminding you where you are, reminding you how you're not good enough, or you're not capable enough, or whatever it is, all the negative stuff that comes in. But you got to push it aside. I said, you know what, right? What's the worst that can happen? I get bad credit. Who cares? Guess what? You can always manifest a better credit. Think of it that way. If something happens right now and I'm struggling to manifest, and because of my struggle and my doubts, it's causing my life to go the way I want, you just got to think, you know what? I believe in manifestation. Maybe struggling now, but you know what? My credit goes bad. I would just manifest better credit. It's not going to stop me from buying my home. It's not going to stop me from buying my car. It's not going to stop me from having a successful business. Sometimes you've got to trick yourself, or not say trick yourself. You've got to talk to yourself and tell yourself these things, because we put so much emphasis on worry and stress, which then determines how we act and how we think. And then we get more of the same, then we get more worried and stressed, and we get tired and we get fed up, and we look at someone else's garden and think, God, their garden is so green. They've even got really nice, beautiful flowers. And that one over there's got exotic flowers, whereas mine looks like straw. But they're tending to their gardens. And what you're doing, you're not. You're just looking at it, hoping to be like your neighbors. But it's never going to be like that unless you do the work. It doesn't matter if your neighbor next to you can think of something and it happens. I got a friend like that. Knows what they want. They always just visualize it, and it always happens. They've even told me that. I remember talking to them about manifestation. They didn't believe in manifestation and all that stuff. They just said to me, all they know is that when they want something, they see it, they know it, they get it. And you're just like, and I was like, and sometimes you fit, then you feel like, and I'm there doing all this, all that, and I can't even manifest a free cup of coffee. Yeah, and then there's someone out there. It seems unfair. It does. But I remember I had a conversation to them, and I was talking to them about manifestation, and they hit a bit where, I mean, they're always all right. They're all right for money. They're not rich, but they're always okay for money. But there was a point where money was running out. I was a bit low. And even though they always visualize and whatever, I said they remember the conversation I had to them about manifestation, and they said to me that all they need is X amount of money in their bank account, and they said, no word of a lie, a check came through to the bank account, and they got it, and that money was enough for them to do what they needed to do. And I'm just like, okay. Okay, so guys, listen, it is a state of mind. This is why I created Manifest Mindset. It's all a state of mind. And if you need aid to help you, use the aid. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Don't think that you're less than or you're not as clever or anything, because other people who don't even believe in this stuff can just do it naturally. So make sure, I'm going to repeat it again, get your self-concept down. Write down on a separate piece of paper everything that you want. Be as detailed as you can. You can put a time limit if you like. I wouldn't. Just know that you've got it now. Anyway, guys, it's 16 minutes and over 50 seconds. I've talked long enough. I hope this podcast has found you and given you what you needed to hear. Any questions, just write it somewhere. I don't know where you can write it. Or you can visit my YouTube channel, Affirm Afform Attract, and watch some of my affirmation videos on there. So until next time, have an amazing day, week, month, and the rest of the year.